Welcome to HoloPilled, your most trusted source of VTuber home addresses. I am Kurubinzu, and he is...
I am Roswell Rezuko. I technically do not exist now, but in the coming, perhaps weeks, perhaps months, I will be debuting as a VTuber.
Oh yeah.
But for now, I am merely a disembodied voice who will attempt to entertain you.
And we are coming to you live from Hoshu Marine's ship. See, we were caught sailing in her territory, therefore she took us, put us in her prison. You know, everyone likes to talk about how like Hoshu Marine's horny as fuck and all that stuff, but what you don't recall is that means she's kind of morally bankrupt. You know what I mean? Because she's a pirate.
Yes, we are currently dying of several maritime diseases.
And now we're gonna be sold into slavery.
That is right. Assuming we survive the trip.
Hey, very nice of her to let us record at least.
Yes.
So, a couple of weeks ago, I think about 2, auditions for Nijisanji ended, along with the first month of auditions for HoloStarsEN. And mind you, these are both English male auditions. Hololive accepts applicants all year round. So does Nijisanji. Am I correct?
I believe Nijisanji has... Actually, you may be correct. Although Nijisanji's auditions are both male and female.
Okay. Well, yeah, and I know Hololive, they just started accepting applicants for people who want to be a HoloStarEN member, and
Yes.
they said this first month, which was like March, and right now it's April. But the people who apply in March, you're gonna be the ones who get selected to be in the first generation. After that, who the hell knows, you know?
Yes.
So, auditions started in March for HoloStarsEN and should have ended about right now in the beginning of April. If you applied, you should have gotten an email within the first month, which I have not. Don't know what's going on. Must be the connections between time zones and continents, you know? But I have not received my email.
I'm sure it's on its way. It's somewhere.
It's very strange.
It's lost in a fax machine.
But you know, it's not an easy bar to pass. It's not easy. It's idols, you know,
Yes.
and you know here in the West, idols and idols in the East are like completely different beings, you know, because like over there, idols in the East are like you know they're cute, they wear skirts and stuff, but here in the West, our idols bleed from the eyes.
Right? We have a slightly different way of doing things, I suppose.
We have a very slightly different way of doing things. So you know, it's a different task. You know, like here, you know, we really do have it good. You know, we really do have it good here, Roswell, with our freedom of expression, freedom of whatever freedom means anymore. But over in the East, it's a lot more stricter. They want a lot more censorship, not in the sense of like you can't say, oh, I don't like XYZ government, but more so like they don't want you to curse, they don't want you to talk about grotesque bodily things. They want you to be a people pleaser. That's what it means to be an idol, you know, in the East at least.
Yes. They're these perfect epitomes of entertainers. They're the perfect human being. They don't do anything that could be considered gross or weird. They are perfect
Yet
in
the
a way.
majority of the Hololive fan base wants to drink Susei's piss.
That is interesting.
I'm one of
Granted,
them.
they they have been moving away from the idol bit, which of course they're still doing idol concerts and whatnot. But I believe Yago has recently rebranded Hololive from a idol company to a just a general entertainment company. So well, they may be an entertainment company now, but that doesn't mean they're safe from the idol culture. They're a little better off because a lot of the JP VTubers are very famously, they say, unsay so, as they say. So it's been a long time coming. They don't exactly appeal, or they don't play into the idol culture very well, a lot of them.
I mean, Pecora is literally a war criminal.
That is a fact.
Like, there's footage of her just ordering the execution of like 15 innocent civilians is horrible.
Yes,
So I mean, hey, I guess you gotta do what you gotta do to move the company forward.
that's right.
Especially now that they terminated Rusha, she's gone.
Oh yeah, that was a thing.
So you kind of have to do what you can to get the audience back.
Uh huh.
But that only means it's only going to get harder. It's only going to get harder to be an idol. It's only going to get harder to become an idol, especially when under Hololive or Nijisanji. Because with this latest round of applicants, especially the dudes, which were all very lonely, and the best way to cope is to have somebody capitalize on our loneliness. It's only going to get harder because with every generation, the talent's only going to get better, better, and better. And you're going to need to be bigger. You're going to need to be more resilient. So take that as you will, you know?
We got constantly getting better, so the bar just keeps getting raised every audition round. But there's always a chance, you know.
It's very slim, but there's a chance.
Oh, of course.
It's not zero.
Are they?
You have to be unique. But there's yet to be someone truly unique while also be innovative. We don't get that many Cocos or Amelia Watsons.
Yes.
Most people would rather see them just be idols. I mean, personally, I'd like to see them be creatives. Like see them actually try to tap into that universal truth and whatever. But hey, some people like the cute stuff.
Oh yeah. It's kind of like how the Western and the Eastern audiences have very different views on what a VTuber should do. Because like Kason, for example, is a VTuber who does both 3D, but well, not technically, real IRL streams with her real face, as well as with her 2D VTuber model. And she said on stream or in a interview that her Western audience very much enjoys her 3D air quotes streams, while her Japanese Eastern audiences don't particularly enjoy them, at least relatively. They prefer the mask of the 2D model. They don't really like their mask being broken, which is the whole thing about idols. They don't like their mask of this perfect human being broken. They don't like them doing dirty things. They don't like them doing things that they don't like.
I mean, good on them. Because here in the West, like I said, our idols are defecating in the streets of Los Angeles.
Oh yes.
Our
What a
idols,
wonderful place to live.
our idols are throwing tantrums in the middle of award ceremonies and slapping the announcer. Those are our idols.
Those are our idols.
Our last president was whatever. This is the West, okay? We're a morally bankrupt society, so it makes sense. It makes sense they want to stay as far away from that in the idol sphere as possible.
Yes. From a certain point of view, I can respect that. I can understand where they're coming from.
It's all right. It's all right. I mean, personally, I like to watch it burn. It's fun. It's fine.
Uh-huh.
We are in the end, okay?
Watching the world burn is somewhat entertaining.
Oh, not the world. Well, actually, I know there's some people who debate that, but I'm just talking about us,
Oh, okay.
the
Fine.
West.
Fine.
Oh, but that's a whole other conversation for another day. But so yeah, auditions are over. I'm still waiting on my little email telling me to wait for an interview. Don't worry. You don't even have to email me. I'll find them. I'll go myself. They don't have to. That'll show them my tenacity. You know what I mean?
Yes. Your vigor, your determination to get into Hololive.
Oh yeah, I'll do what the Undertaker did when he joined WWE. He just sat in the office forever until they noticed him.
Is that true? Did you do that?
Yes, he did.
I didn't know that. That's pretty good.
I know.
Pure tenacity.
But still, on a bit of a serious note, it has been a month. So if you have not received your email, then there's only one possible thing you could do, which is literally anything else. Because people hate on industry plants. And I don't know if you know what an industry plant is.
I do not.
An industry plant, at least specifically in like music, is someone who was obviously cultivated by corporate, by the industry itself, and all the entities within that, whatever all that entails. And they are given resources, they're giving a fan base, they're essentially given success, which might not be deserved, but they're
Hmm.
pushed by the media, by the corporations to be famous. That's very common practice. Hannah Montana, Big Time Rush. These are all people who
Yes.
were almost cherry picked by these corporations to be successful. And that's why they're the ones winning Grammys. They're the ones winning all these awards on TV, getting these Disney documentaries. I don't know why Olivia Rodrigo has a Disney documentary, but she does. All I'm saying is people don't really enjoy that, especially the fact that the human mind can't really take such a large amount of success like that all at once. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
As in, when you cultivate a fan base slowly but surely over time, your mind builds a resilience to it. You learn to be able to take that much attention, those many eyes on you, better. You just get better at it.
Yeah.
But when you have so many eyes thrown onto you, sometimes the mind can be a little overwhelmed, and you might feel just a little suffocated. Having so many eyes on you, so many people judging you. Because, for like
Hmm.
every one fan, you have like 15 haters.
Of course.
Therefore, that's why most of these industry plants, they have success for as long as they can, but then right after that, they're doing heroin on the streets. Lindsay Lohan. Well, I mean, she's not an
Mhm.
industry plant, but she's a good example. She's a good example of someone who's been in
Mhm.
the spotlight, major motion pictures from a young age, and how that turns out for the mind. So all
Yeah.
I'm saying is, you know, if you didn't get accepted to Hololive or Nijisanji or whatever you want to call it, thank God. Thank God. Because now you have time to rethink these things. Now you have time to see if you really want to do this, because you do have to have a spine to be able to shout things into the ether that is the internet. Just take your time if you did get in, such as myself. I mean, I did get in. I just haven't got my email yet. But if you didn't get in, this is perfect because now you have time to actually genuinely build a character and figure out how you actually want to do this. Because who knows, maybe you like doing it without.
I, on the other hand, fully intend to continue brute forcing my way, or rather, not continue, start brute forcing my way into Nijisanji
Oh, yeah.
as soon as I can get my VTuber model drawn and rigged by myself because I'm cheap and refuse to pay someone to do it for me.
Hey, I mean, that for some people that's their end game. For some people, they only do indie shit, and I'm talking music, film, all that, because their end game is to be bought, is to be contracted. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with that.
that is my end game. But we'll have a good time because there's no telling how long it's going to take me to gather the experience, the skills, in order to be even on the radar for Nijisanji. I can send as many auditions as I want, but if I've never streamed a day in my life, they're not really going to care.
Exactly. Build resilience, build an audience. That's the best thing you can do. It's especially if you want to sell your soul to corporate. That's exactly what you need to do.
I fully intend to do that.
And that's a perfect segue to Mori Calliope.
Let's go.
So Mori Calliope recently had her birthday stream where she played in a 3D concert all of her music, which, you know, I salute you if you were able to sit through that. And she also announced a lot of merchandise, but the biggest news is she will announce her major label release. She has signed with Universal Music Group. I'm not sure if it's Universal Music Group International or Universal Music Group Japan. All I know is it's a major label. This one, everyone's heard of them. They have all the resources to bring her out into the mainstream. As in, by her signing with these, she actually has a genuine chance of being nominated for a Grammy. Take that as you will.
Chance may be near zero, but it is never zero.
I mean, yeah, because they have the resources to put her on Sway in the morning on Shade 45, or at least on
God,
Complex, which is one of the biggest hip hop radio shows ever. That'd be funny to see Mori Calliope right beside DJ Academics. That
that
kind of
would be wild.
that would be really funny. I'd laugh. I'd watch. It'll be the only time I actually listen to DJ Academics. But you know, that's interesting. You know, she signed to a major label, and it's funny to me because Mori, you are the Grim Reaper, but Universal Music Group is literally the devil. In the indie music scene, there's an expression where often you are advised against to sign with any major label. You're often advised to stick to the local or to small indie labels. Never really sign with big corporate labels like Universal Music Group, Sony Music Group, Warner Music Group. We're often advised not to do that, you know, because generally what happens is that these major labels tend to compromise artists, you know?
Hmm.
See, because they don't see the artist as an artist, they see the artist as an asset. Okay, so they see you as a product, a brand that they will invest money in, and they will ensure they get a return on their investment. See, because an artist is an artist, and art and finances, business, they mix okay, but not the best. You know, it's kind of like ranch dressing. You know that shit you have to shake before you pour it out because that's like literal oil and water in there. So it's not mixed when you buy it from straight from the store. You have to shake it a little bit. So it mixes. However, it doesn't mix forever. Once you leave it in the fridge, it separates again. That's art and business, okay? That's how it works. It mixes okay for like 2 minutes, but then after that, you gotta shake it again. Or just stop eating ranch because it's disgusting.
Agree with that.
So, Universal Music Group. It's funny because Mori even said in her stream, "Don't worry, I'm still gonna be the same Mori. I'm still gonna be Hololive. I'm still gonna release the music that y'all love." So she knows. She said she'll still release the music she loves. She said she'll still release the music that you love. So she knows. She knows very much the implications that is signing with Universal Music Group.
I see.
Now, she does have corporate backing through Cover Corp, through Hololive. She does have
Yes.
that backing. So I assume that at least gives her a little bit of at least legal leverage against Universal Music Group. Now, I'm not saying UMG is gonna be an adversary at some point. However, you can't take that idea off the table, Roswell. These people are businessmen. So it doesn't matter how much balls Yagu has to negotiate for Mori Calliope because they're soulless machines. They don't care, you know?
Hmm.
They they don't see the world like the rest of us. They see dollar signs and they will take those dollars, okay? Because they probably see Mori Calliope. They see what she represents. It's a niche thing. She's a rapping anime girl. Very niche.
Yeah,
And
but it's
so
valuable niche.
when you see the way things work, you see how things are going. You know, things are only getting more digital, Roswell. Things are only getting more digital. I mean, metaverse is
Always.
a joke, you know?
Hmm.
However, very much based in reality. You know, it's not going to be a thing until it's a thing. You know, it's one day you're going to wake up and everyone's going to be plugged into it because that's just how these things work. That's how the world's going, okay?
Yeah, I
There,
can't wait to become a part of the Matrix.
therefore,
Assuming I'm not already.
oh yeah. Therefore, a lot of companies are making investments into the digital sphere any way they can. And honestly, I suppose VTubers must fit into that equation somehow. So UMG has probably made probably their first major investment into a VTuber, into a digital personality, into the digital era, into Internet 3.0.
I bel I am not completely sure about the credibility of this, but I remember seeing a post about Mori getting into or signing onto Universal Music Group, and there were a couple people in the comments saying that there was one person in the comments saying that it was not the first. So I believe a few VTubers have signed on with them. However, I'm not sure who they are, and they could have just been wrong. If I'm being honest.
If you don't know who they are, that's exactly why she doesn't need to be in Universal Music Group.
Oh yeah.
Because they most likely choked them fuckers out. You know what I mean? Because here's how it works Let me bring you into my world, Roswell. Let me bring you into my business world. Okay, I have a degree, so
Uh,
the way things work in the business world is if I'm giving you $1 million to produce an album, I have every right to tell you how that album needs to sound. You know?
mhm.
Like, I know you built a reputation, rapping and reaping, all those great glittering generalities. However, I'm putting $1 million in your pocket. You aren't the boss anymore. It's just how it is. It's just how it is. It's the truth.
Yeah.
So, if I want you to stop rapping, like, yeah, I know you like rapping, but I want you to rap cleaner, or like, don't rap at all, just sing. Oh, and not just sing with this person, sing with this bigger brand person. Oh, and I know you like working with the underground indie hip hop scene in Asia, but no, you're gonna write with these guys that I pay, they're on my payroll, You're gonna do
Mhm.
things how I want to. Okay? I don't care if you have a vision. I don't care if you feel like you know the industry, because you don't. Okay? You don't. So that times 10, and you have yourself a artist who is doing heroin on the streets.
Yes. Very cool.
It's a natural progression of things.
Uh,
Understand that right now there is no difference between me and a 4chan rat. Okay, there's no difference between me and a person who writes narratives about Hololive.
uh,
However, I am very passionate about music as a thing, and I do research a lot into it. Therefore, that's why these are natural concerns.
yes.
And they're reasonable. They're perfectly reasonable. How many times have you not heard that somebody who's indie gets in the mainstream and all of a sudden everyone's saying, "Oh my God, they don't sound like they used to no more. Holy shit, they sold out. They ain't this ain't the same underground shit no more. I hate them now."
Yeah, there's definitely a risk of that. I think.
It's a tale as old as time. It's a tale as old as time. You know, and I can only hope and pray that Mori Calliope does what she needs to do. You know, who knows? Maybe it'll be great. Maybe everything's gonna work out fine for Mori.
Maybe we're just insane.
Maybe I didn't take my pills this morning. You know, maybe I did take a couple of shots of something I wasn't supposed to before I got on the mic, like the
Yeah,
rest of
there's
you listening.
that's right. There's only one way you could possibly find this.
Exactly.
Also, to follow up, I did find one or two rather VTubers who have signed with Universal Music. Fuji Aoi, who I have never heard of
Exactly.
and doesn't seem to be associated with a group, and Saigusa Akina, who I am vaguely familiar with and is a somewhat popular Nijisanji JP talent. I know nothing about his music. I didn't even know he made music. So take that as you will.
Are you on Universal Music Group Japan or Universal Music Group?
That was the Japan.
So you're the Japan branch. Okay. Okay. I'm not too sure how the Japan branch works. I know how Universal Music United States slash international works. However, the Japanese do tend to do things a little differently. Okay, well, I have nothing to worry about now. You know, I mean, isn't it hell how much
No,
they
I
have to
hope.
deal with? How much they have to deal with from me,
Yeah.
from me,
Oh yeah.
just me.
Oh, they or just you.
Oh yeah, I'm too much. I'm too much for them.
Huh?
Because I know when I see the view count, and I see there's two people. I know that it was one of them.
It
I know
was covered and it was Calliope Mori.
exactly. Therefore, and so I'm just here to formally apologize because I'm not gonna stop. So
We can't just stop.
we can't
Can't do
stop
that.
now. The going's good.
Yeah.
We're just getting started. But so much stuff to do. Therefore, one can only imagine what idols do after their stream.
Idle things, of course.
Like just this, their
You mean
their
to tell me they're not always
their mask
for
off
hospitals?
moment. I like to think they go outside light a cigarette, and scream like the rest of us.
What else could they possibly do?
What else could they? What else would they rather do? You know,
I can't think of anything I'd rather do.
having to please so many people, having to pretend for so long. And I
I
know,
imagine
yep,
I imagine the stress of having to please so many people, having to be so perfect on screen is very stressful. And I imagine that's why so many Hololive talents just kind of say screw it and don't do that at all.
good.
Because and generally those are far more entertaining. Like I would much rather watch Matsuri talk about something completely ridiculous that you should not say on YouTube than Sora doing whatever she does. Of course, that's probably heresy because she's the Dai Senpai, but like, you know, I don't know. She's just bland. She's not interesting.
Damn, you really had to insult her
That
like
was
that.
that was a bit based, I guess.
Damn.
People are gonna crucify me if they find out I said that.
Oh yeah.
It's a good thing I'm not trying to get into Hololive.
Oh, but I am.
Oh, you can't associate with me.
Oh no, I've already said worse. It's fine.
It's already too late.
This is why I'm never gonna get into Hololive.
Shooting yourself in the foot.
That's fine. It actually makes me want to get in more. Like
Yeah,
I want to give them so many reasons to say yes that when I'm in
it
there, it's
just
just gonna be mad awkward.
it just makes it more impressive. You have to lower your chances in order for it to be a fair fight.
Exactly, and that's what you all who are listening who want to join Hololive should do. I think you should go on rants and talk about how much you dislike the industry. I want you to be a voice for the people. I want you to say everything the idols wish they could say. That's what we need.
That is exactly what we
That's what
need.
I am. That's what I am. I'm the voice for the idols. I'm the one who's rationalizing all their thoughts, completely unbiased, completely uninfluenced by any outside sources, and I'm bringing it to you. And I'm here to tell you they hate you. Isn't that nice?
That's a wonderful thought.
Isn't that nice?
It's a very nice thought. It makes me very happy.
It's a nice warm feeling.
She makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. They don't care about you.
Oh, they haven't
They
felt
don't.
things in years. The idols.
Absolutely not.
One can only imagine. Oh, but we'll talk again next week. Whatever new controversy comes up, whatever new idol decides to sell their soul to an even worse corporation.
Oh, yes. There may not be anything now, but there's always something new every week, so I'm sure we'll have plenty to talk about,
And if
and
not,
I don't think we'll run out.
I'll just make something up.
Yes, that's always an option.
You can just make it up. You can just pretend
That's right.
something happened.
That's right.
Misinformation being spread on the internet is fun. It's fun.
Exactly.
I think everyone should try it.
Absolutely. It's already practiced by a vast number of people. It could be you too. You could do it too.
I can't get
It's
enough
fun.
of it.
You should try it. Neither can
Bye.
I.